Good morning and happy Tuesday to the Ungovernables, the Captain's Crew, the LFA family, and McGroin Nation. We're coming to you live from the deep red state of Tennessee on rumble.com/LFA TV on this power plant and bridge day. It's not a happy Tuesday for Iran, that's for sure. Not a happy day for Iran. It's, look, here's the deal. I'm not happy that this has to happen, right? Truth be told, I don't like war. I don't like seeing people die. I don't like seeing bombs going off and devastation. I mean, it's cool to see an explosion here or there, but there's probably people dying in the middle of that. It's not great. All right, but here's the problem. This is not what somebody commented. This is like, how the left believes in utopia? Everything should be free and the government will pay for everything. And that's not a realistic outcome. It's not. That just isn't. So I ask this, okay? I ask this question. I'm just asking a question. Are we dealing in reality or are we dealing in like hopium, right? Are we dealing in reality or are we dealing in hopium? There was a comment, I'm going to see if I could find it on my X this morning. It's time for people to stop living in fantasy land. And I'm not just about this war in Iran or anything like that, but everywhere. I hear people, we have to recall John through. You're not doing that. Just play. Stop trying to find, get rid of all the voting machines. I get it. I don't like the voting machines either. It's not going to happen like this. We've got to stay grounded in this lens of reality instead of these fantastical concocted theories and methods. I'm not saying don't think outside the box. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying here is essentially that there are folks who believe that a magic wand can be waved and that all the problems can be fixed. And that's just not a realistic outcome. That's just not how it works. There is a process. Everything that we deal with is a process. Steps have to be followed. Certain things have to happen. Certain valves have to open and close, and doors have to open and close, and all of this. Is there a problem with the sound?
Oh, I don't know. I was double checking my spelling. Someone's trying to find Misfits contact info, and I was going to ask them to email us.
The way you leaned into the computer made me scared.
I'm blind as a bat.
Gotcha. So this one person, I'm not going to mention who it was. I don't actually know the person, but it says, this post from Trump. You can see it here. It's on your screen now. All right. And it says, a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we've complete and total regime change where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. Okay? And I said, good morning. That was my good morning post. I put that up. Good morning. It looks like today will be Iran's day of reckoning. They should have taken the deal. Well, this user on X says, it's insane to read that and cheer it on. Who's cheering it on? Even Trump in the post says, I don't want that to happen. I don't like Iran either, but to cheer on an entire civilization dying is quite a choice. Cheered on by a lot of Christians, too. Pretty sure they'd tell Jesus to sit this one out since they like to pick and choose what teachings to follow. So, this is what I'm talking about. You can live in a fantasy land where we can sit down and smoke the peace pipe with people who want us dead. There's no question about the fact that not the people of Iran. I'm not saying the general public of Iran wants me and you and everyone dead. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying the IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the Islamic Republic, the regime that is in control, that has been in control of Iran for 47 years, the religious theocracy that currently controls that country wants us dead. Dead. Not injured, not maimed, not scared. Dead. Do you understand this? Stop with the peace pipe with people like that. This is not a Disney movie. Oh, well, we could all just get along. No, we can't. Not with those folks. We can't. It has been 47 years of trying to reason with these unreasonable people. This is the only choice that we had left. It was either this or they get a nuke. Yes, it was a binary decision. Either give these insane, psychotic, suicidal, if they bring down some of us, they're fine with them dying. Insane, the mullah class, who refers to America as the great Satan. You could give them a nuclear weapon. I mean, you think that the drama with the Strait of Hormuz is bad? Could you imagine the leverage that a nation like Iran would have if they possessed a nuclear weapon? Do you understand what that would do to the world as we know it? Because everyone understands they'll use it. The Soviets weren't using their nukes. They feared mutually assured destruction. Iran doesn't care. This doesn't matter to them. They'll use it. They're different. They're reckless. They don't value human life the way a lot of these other countries do. Do you want to deal with another North Korea? And I mean, the mullahs and the Ayatollah, the IRGC makes Kim Jong-un look like a freaking choir boy. You can live in a fantasy land of, let's smoke the peace pipe with these people. Let's get along with these people. I didn't vote for war. Me either. I didn't vote for war either. But I voted to stay safe. And giving them a nuclear weapon does not keep anybody safe. America, Europe, Israel, nobody is safe if Iran has a nuke. I don't want them to have to die. And by the way, they don't have to. They could take the deal and avoid power plant and bridge day. They're not taking the deal. This is their choice. This is the problem. Okay? This is the problem that we're faced with. I don't want to see Iranians die. I don't want to see civilians die. I want to see the enemies of America die, because it becomes either they die or we die. I want them to die first before they kill us. If today has to be Iran's day of reckoning, then so be it. This is where we are now. This is reality. Detach yourself from the fantasy lands and the psyops and the distractions and the hopium. Touch grass, ground yourself, and understand this is reality. Reality. The real world. Oh my goodness. You probably didn't see it, Brendan. You don't spend that much time on X.
No.
Nate Silver, who's a total hack, by the way, put up this graphic. I don't know where he got it from. Some graphic that analyzed a bunch of X accounts and their engagement. And it put them in like red circles or blue circles or gray circles, Republican, independent, leaning, or neutral. And whatever. The data didn't look like it was accurate. Some of the engagement numbers didn't look like they were real. Whatever. Okay? The moaning that I saw from people with large social media accounts, I get more engagements than that. Who the cares? This is what I'm talking about, right? This is what I'm talking about right now. And I do a lot of content on the internet. I do a show on the internet. I post a lot on the internet. I've got social media pages on every platform. Okay? That doesn't matter. This social media is not the real world. Getting back to my point about reality. If I have to see Matt Walsh bitching and moaning one more time, I get more engagements than Nate Silverstraw. Shut up! Who cares, bro? Go out and knock on a freaking door and do something in the real world. Well, he made the documentary, What is a Woman? Great. He made a documentary. It was a good documentary. I liked it. What else are you doing, guy? You're crying, you're groveling, you're bitching and moaning that somebody misrepresented your engagement data on X? You've got nothing better to do? And it wasn't just him. It's just that he's been a crybaby bitch lately, and I can't take it. Well, why isn't my account included on there? You know what I was doing? I was reading that thing, and I say, please, I don't want to be on there. I don't want to be on there. I don't want to be looked at as somebody who's got some sort of investment in my social media pages. I don't care if I lose them. Folks, get back to reality, okay? The real world. There are a bunch, and I mean thousands of people selling you a load of earmuffs bullshit online, okay? Bullshit. It is all fake. If I have to see David Harris Jr., I like the guy. If I have to see him post an AI image of the rescued pilot one more time, I'm going to go nuts. Do you understand that special operators in these rescue missions are not allowed to show their faces? But he's got a picture of him on Instagram with 300,000 likes of, oh, look at these guys, they're college boys. They made this rescue like this is a freaking Disney movie. If I have to the amount of fake news that people just, well, that sounds good. That sounds good, tastes good, must be good for me. Let me run with this nonsense. Folks, it is killing us. It is killing us. Listen closely. It is killing us. Discernment is it is on life support. There are things that you read, that you believe, that are so obviously fake that people fall for, that is killing us because now we're so disillusioned. It's like, you ever been to a concert and they hit you with the strobe lights and for a minute you're like, what the hell? What did I just go through? And you're disoriented. That is what is happening online. The strobe effect is real, folks. And you are being strobed to death by nonsense on social media. We just covered it a couple of weeks ago, a landmark decision. This involved children and their mental health, that social media platforms are addictive and designed to be addictive. But it's not just a threat for kids. Whether it was the Q psyop, whether it's whatever Candace Owens has got going on, we're going to get to Tucker Carlson because we're going to have a brand new award that we're naming after him. I'm going to go find a cheap pair of flip-flops, spray paint one of them gold, and we're going to have the Tucker Carlson Golden Flip-Flop Award at the end of the year because this is just unbelievable. The pearl clutching from this guy and the roadkill that he wears on his head is just absolutely on another level, okay? The point of today is we have to deal in reality. Not what ifs, not yeah buts, not what abouts, reality. When we look at Iran and you look at what they are about, what consumes them, what motivates them, they want to kill us. They want to wipe out America. They want to wipe out Israel. They don't just want to stop there. They don't like Christians. Any nation that decides and refers to themselves or identifies as a Christian nation is an enemy of Iran. And if you're an enemy of Iran and they have a nuke, they might just decide one day, launch. Because they don't care about mutually assured destruction. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe... and there are radicals in every religious sect. But Muslims seem to be the only one, when they get really mad, blow themselves up in a strip mall and kill people alongside themselves. The only ones. I don't see this trend among Jews. I don't see this trend among Christians. I don't see this trend among Hindus. I don't see this trend among Buddhists. I don't see the Jehovah's Witness. They knock on my door. They don't blow themselves up on my doorstep. I don't see this trend among anyone else except Islamists. Why would they treat nuclear weapons any different than they would treat a suicide vest? The answer is they wouldn't. Well, we didn't have to strike Iran, and we didn't have to drive the price of oil. No, we didn't have to, but the alternative is what? They get a nuke. Then what? Well, you don't know they were going to get a nuke. Well, they're enriching uranium far beyond the threshold that is needed for nuclear energy. What do you think? They're doing that for fun? You think they're sitting there, honking their hedgehog to some goat porn saying, hey, you know what we should do? We should enrich uranium far beyond the threshold for civilian energy just because we can. Come on, folks. Snap out of it. Let's go. Reality matters. The truth matters. Discernment matters. And we got to get discernment off of its deathbed right now. I am so done with I was on social media yesterday, on X yesterday, and the amount of nonsense. And people believe it. Come back to reality. In the real world. Please. The strobe effect and this disorientation is killing us. We are all way smarter than the BS that we fall for day in and day out. Way smarter. All right. I want to get to a word from our friends over at OFP Farms. OFPfarms.com, OFPfarms.com, OFPfarms.com. April. It is April. April showers bring May flowers. What do May flowers bring? Pilgrims. April is the perfect month to prepare for all things summer, starting with Mother's Day sneaking up on us May 10th. Just about a month away. OFP Farms is buzzing like little bees in the garden, preparing for a busy online shopping season. When you choose OFP Farms, you're opting for top-notch products and gift sets that'll make mom's heart sing. Each product is lovingly crafted in small batches and sent straight from their amazing farm to your doorstep. With oodles of 5-star reviews, we are pretty sure that you will fall head over heels with OFP Farms just like we did. So get ready, have your shopping list ready, and let OFP Farms take care of the rest. Don't forget to go to OFPfarms.com, and when you're there, use the promo code Sean, that is SHAWN. You'll get 10% off of your entire purchase. That is OFPfarms.com, 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 promo code Sean, SHAWN for 10. That is 10% off, OFPfarms.com, promo code Sean, OFPfarms.com, promo code SHAWN. For 10% off of your entire purchase. Get yourself set up for Mother's Day and set up for success. All right? Get yourself set up for Mother's Day and set up for success at OFPfarms.com. That is OFP Farms, Oscar Foxtrot Papa Farms.com. Promo code SHAWN for 10% off of your entire purchase. OFPfarms.com, promo code Sean. OFPfarms.com, promo code SHAWN. All right. Are we ready now? I hope you guys are ready now. We're going to get into this Iran day. It is it is Power Plant and Bridge Day, as Donald Trump said a couple of days ago on his on Truth Social. Today is Power Plant and Bridge Day in Iran. And again, I don't want to see it happen. I don't want to obviously, I don't like seeing people die. It's not something that makes me happy in the morning. And you got people on social media, oh, you're a cheerleader for war. No, I'm not a cheerleader for war, but I am a cheerleader for America's safety. And you know what? Handling this insane, theocratic, ridiculous regime that has openly talked about killing us and has been gleeful about it. Yes, I'm fine with neutering them and handling them and taking them and putting them out to pasture. Okay. Today is Power Plant and Bridge Day, according to President Donald Trump, or it's going to be. And I want to get to some of the the clips from yesterday's press conference, which was very long, as we've seen with President Trump in the past. One of the most transparent presidents in history. He holds these long press conferences. You remember, contrast that to Joe Biden and the Democrats who called a lid or would have these, pre-baked answers. Trump, I even saw him yesterday in the middle of that press conference come out and say, we're only going to take 2 more and then we're done. And he took 10 more questions. And then he finally wrapped it up. I think he likes it. I really do. I think he likes it. So here is the first part about it. I want to get to this part here. Look, remember, this is the post from Truth Social, Power Plant and Bridge Day. So that is today. Here's a very, very important piece of information. Apparently, and this is what I found interesting, right? This is what I found interesting. Okay? When the rescue was going on for those 2 airmen that were missing. We got news that one of them was found and the other one was not. And then Trump posted on Truth Social, said, well, we intentionally didn't confirm that one of them was found for operational security. So I hear that disconnect, and I'm like, well, someone confirmed it. The administration said they didn't confirm it, but someone else confirmed it. Sounds like and smells like a leak. Well, it turns out there was a leak. Here's Trump talking about that leak yesterday.
As you probably know, we didn't talk about the first one for an hour. Then somebody leaked something, which we'll hopefully find that leaker. We're looking very hard to find that leaker. And talked about there's somebody missing. They basically said that we have one and there's somebody missing. Well, they didn't know there was somebody missing until this leaker gave the information. So whoever it was, we think we'll be able to find it out because we're going to go to the media company that released it and we're going to say, national security, give it up or go to jail. And we know who, and you know who we're talking about, because some things you can't do. Because when they did that, all of a sudden, the entire country of Iran knew that there was a pilot that was somewhere on their land that was fighting for his life. And it also made it much more difficult for the pilots and for the people going in to search for him. All of a sudden, they know that there's somebody out there. They see all these planes coming in. It became a much more difficult operation because a leaker leaked that we have one, we've rescued one, but there's another one out there that we're trying to get. So actually, the country, Iran, put out a major notice, you all saw it, offering a very big award for anybody that captures the pilot. So in addition to a hostile, very talented, very good, very evil military, we had millions of people trying to get an award. So when you add that to it, but we have to find that leaker because that's a sick person.
There was a leak that jeopardized the whole mission. This is what I mean by reality. Now, I had somebody yesterday come into my car. It's constitutional right. It's just a free press. Leaking classified information is not a constitutional right. No, that's not true. You believe something that is fake, that is false, that is not true. It is not you are not constitutionally authorized to leak classified information that jeopardizes operational security of a military operation when we're trying to rescue a stranded airman in enemy territory. No, that is not your constitutional right. You Karen. You all of a sudden you want to clamp down on my constitutional right? No, I don't want to clamp down on your constitutional rights. I want the airman to be found alive. And thank God he was. The delusion of some just blows my mind. Blows my mind. I can't believe people have gotten to this point where they've just twisted and manipulated. You know what's interesting? I was watching the End of Misfits show today. He had Enrique Tarrio on, the Proud Boys leader. And they both said something about guys like Dave Smith, Joe Rogan, Tim Dillon, these people who we let into the tent, that they didn't assimilate with us, right? They came in and they just tried to take over. Kind of sounds like what's going on in our country with the Aloha snack bar crowd. But they imagined things that Trump said on the campaign trail. They imagined it. They imagined that Donald Trump said he would be an isolationist. No. His first term proves he's not an isolationist. He went after and killed al-Baghdadi, killed Soleimani. He dropped a Moab in Afghanistan. He's not an isolationist. He doesn't want to start a war, but he will take action when necessary. They imagine the fact Donald Trump ran on putting Epstein's clients in jail. Show me that clip from the rallies. I watched every single one. These people imagine things, hear what they, or think they hear something, don't actually hear it, and then when that something that they thought they heard doesn't happen, they go, he broke his promise. He never made that promise. All right, next. This is it. This one has language, Trump's language. 47 years. 47 years dealing with these people in Iran. 47 years. And American presidents have just lapped up their propaganda. Oh, okay. Oh, you say you're not going to build a nuke with these pallets of cash? No problem. Here you go, Barack Obama. President Biden, Vice President Harris. Iran says they may build a nuclear weapon. What is your response to that? Don't. These people strap themselves with vests that go boom and kill a lot of people. You think they're afraid of the word don't? Yeah, this one's got some language. So, if there are pearl clutchers who don't like profanity, this has got some language, although I've already used this term today. Here's Donald Trump basically saying that Iran has BS'd presidents for the last almost 50 years.
That's one thing that's a little different than other things. We can bomb the hell out of them. We can knock them out for a loop. But to close the strait, all you need is one terrorist that somehow has a truck loaded with, because you can carry them in trucks, large trucks, a water mine, drop them in the water, and now you tell people that own ships that cost $1 billion to don't worry about the mine. You can do that even just by saying we put mines in the water. So it's not like the rest. We can knock out their military. We already have. We've knocked out their Navy. We've knocked out their Air Force completely. We've knocked out 158 ships in 3 days. We've knocked out even their mine droppers. They don't have any mine droppers anymore, but they put them on other boats, and they could drop them. I'm not even sure they have any mines there, by the way. I'm not sure. I'm personally, they say there might be 8. I don't know. I think there might be none, because they're very good bullshit artists. That's why for 47 years they've been bullshitting other presidents, and they haven't done the job. And people are living in hell. You live in that country, they're living in hell.
They are BS artists, and they've been BSing us, not just about the strait. You see, what he's talking about with the strait is a psychological warfare here. They're like, oh, yeah, you can't. We're not closing the strait, but we put mines in it. Well, nobody wants to take the chance that they're not lying, right? This is why Iran has the upper hand in things like this, because they will do things like that. They're terrorists. They're not reasonable people, right? So they're like, you can't transit the Strait of Hormuz. We put mines in it. Nobody wants to sail a ship that's worth $1 billion with the very, very expensive cargo through a very small area where there might be mines. So they're playing a psychological game. Who knows if they're telling the truth? But nobody wants to take that chance, right? Here's another one. This is probably one of my favorites from the press conference yesterday. Some reporter was like, oh, you called Iran crazy bastards. What do you say to your critics that think you have mental health problems? Guys, can I just... Where is Trump from? Queens, New York.
New York. Or whatever.
I know you guys, a lot of you guys listen to me. You listen to Dan Bongino. This is what it is. Okay? And he does this all the time. I'm just going to say, some of you folks are from Long Island. Some of you folks are from New York. Some of you folks have been following me since, the loud majority days, etc. Some of you have been to the Whitestone Republican Club with Vicky Palladino, and those are all people from Queens. Do you think anybody from Queens gives a sugar honey iced tea that some schlep in the media go, I think you might be mentally ill? Do you think he cares? He's the president of the United States. Do you think he cares that somebody, JoJo from Jersey, or Brian or Ed Krasenstein, or Harry Sissons, I think Donald Trump is mentally ill? Do you think he cares? Somebody actually asked this question, and this is the perfect response to a question like this.
Yesterday in your Truth Social, you called the Iranians crazy bastards.
True.
What is your response to critics who say that...
I don't care about critics.
What is your response to critics who say that it is your mental health that should perhaps be examined as this war continues?
I haven't heard that. But if that's the case, you're going to have more people like me, because our country was being ripped off on trade, on everything, for many years until I came along. So if that's the case, you're going to have more people.
He says, I don't care about the critics. Good. Good. You shouldn't care about the critics, because the critics are all stupid people, okay? And speaking of stupid people...
Why did you look at me when you
No,
said
I didn't
that?
look at you. I looked over here. Speaking of stupid people...
All right.
No, Brennan's not stupid.
He's cruising right now.
Speaking of stupid people... This is my favorite moment from yesterday. Well, not my favorite moment. This is a lighthearted way to get through this portion of the show, because then we're going to laugh at Tucker Carlson. We have to laugh at Tucker Carlson.
I love a good laugh.
We need a golden flip-flop award. We're going to do the golden. So, how Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un had their little spat in their first term, right? It was, Kim Jong-un called Donald Trump old, and then Trump posted on Twitter, I don't know why he'd called me old. I'd never call him short and fat, and they had this whole thing going on. And then they shook hands at the DMZ and all this, and I got along well with him, little rocket man, but now he gets along well. They're best friends. They wrote each other pen pal notes and things. Kim Jong-un did not like Joe Biden, apparently. Or according to Trump, maybe this is fake. This could be the Chris Christie fat pig moment, where nobody in that crowd called Chris Christie a fat pig, and Trump just said, hey, don't call him a fat pig. He just wanted to call him a fat pig. Anyway, here's Trump talking about, allegedly, how Kim Jong-un felt about crooked Joe Biden. This is hysterical. Wait, hold on, Brennan. You want to listen? You put this on. You're going to want to hear. This is a good one. And then you're going to want to hear the new Tucker Carlson clip, too. But here's Trump talking about Kim Jong-un and how he viewed Joe Biden.
We have 45,000 soldiers in South Korea to protect us from Kim Jong-un, who I get along with very well, as you know. Do you notice he said very nice things about me? He used to call Joe Biden a mentally retarded person, okay? So don't tell me about your stuff. Joe Biden, he said he's a mentally retarded person. He was so nasty to Joe Biden. It was terrible. But to me, he likes Trump. And do you notice how nice things are with North Korea? It's very nice. But we have 45,000 people, soldiers, in harm's way, and right next to Kim Jong-un with a lot of nuclear weapons. 45, which should have never happened if a certain president, I'm not going to mention this president because I happen to like him, believe it or not.
All right, there it is. So he said that Kim Jong-un thought that Joe Biden was a very stupid person. He's a stupid person. He called him a mentally retarded person. I thought it was funny. I heard it live yesterday and laughed and said, that's going in the show tomorrow. All right, is today power plant and bridge day? Final part about this. Did you hear what Iran is planning on doing to try and stop the United States from striking power plants? This is who we're dealing with, guys. This is who we're dealing with. Okay? They want to put human beings, young human beings, in front of these power plants to use them as human shields. So who does that sound like? Who does that?
The Muslims.
Yeah, it was specifically which Muslims that we've dealt with over the last couple of years since October 7th, 2023. Hamas.
Yeah.
Human shields. hiding military weapons in hospitals and schools. This way, when they take out the military equipment, you bombed the hospital. No, we bombed your armory that happened to be in a hospital because you people are cowards. Alizera Rahimi, Iran's deputy minister of youth and sports, has called on Iranians, including youth, artists, and athletes, to form human chains at power plants across the country at 2 p.m. Iran time to denounce the U.S. bombing threats against the facilities. Alireza Rahimi said the initiative, titled Iran's Youth Human Chain for a Bright Future, I mean, does that sound dystopian or what? Aims to demonstrate national solidarity and support the armed forces' actions against what officials describe as aggressors. They're using people as a human shield, or they want to dissuade the United States from bombing these power plants. They're making a choice to sacrifice their own civilians, not military. They're not telling the military to go out there and guard these locations. They're telling children, 12-year-olds, to go out there and do this so that when those 12-year-olds die, they can play victim on the world stage. Oh, they killed our children. You are the ones who ordered them to form human chains around these locations that you did not want attacked. These people are disgusting. They don't care about human life. They want to kill us. They'll sacrifice as many as of their own civilian people to survive. These people are sick. Now do you see why Trump called them crazy bastards? Because they're crazy bastards. All right. Quick break, and then we shall laugh.
Okay.
At Tucker Carlson.
Yes.
Because this is one of the most... we need, the word salad fork? Uh-huh. You know how this goes? Mm. This is not a word salad that Tucker did. This is, I need to, how Pinocchio's nose goes big? I need a long finger that I can wag at people. An extending finger so that I could... He is looking down his nose, wagging the finger, and yes, clutching the pearls. We're going to wear the pearls for this segment because holy smokes, when I saw this, I said, this has to be AI. It's not. We have a brand new, this is rivaling the Greta Thunberg, how dare you? This is the new how dare you. We'll get to that in just a second. Before we do that, I want to get to a word from our friends over at Silent. It's slnt.com/Sean, slnt.com/SHAWN. Let's face it, folks, the sad reality that your phone is a tracking device. Between government agencies, big tech, corporate data brokers, even those pesky and creative and persistent cyber criminals, they're all fighting for a piece of your digital footprint, and the worst part about it is they don't ask. They just go and they take it. That is why Silent exists. They make Faraday bags and gear, right, that blocks all wireless signals, including cellular, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, RFID, and near-field communications. You know what no signal means? It means you cannot be tracked. No tracking, no remote access, no breadcrumbs. This is the same technology that is trusted by special operations teams around the world. And right now, that technology is available to you. So you can protect your family, you can protect your freedom, and you can secure your digital footprint. Just drop your phone in a Silent Faraday sleeve, and it is off the grid, completely silent and invisible to the outside world. From their backpacks to their sleeves to their crossbodies, Silent's patented technology gives you total control of your privacy. So just visit slnt.com/Sean, save 15% and get free shipping on qualifying orders. That is slnt.com/Sean. Protect your rights, secure your data, and stay one step ahead. Silent.com, slnt.com. Silence the chaos. Go silent today. slnt.com/Sean. Nancy's teeth just took a dive. slnt.com/SHAWN. All right.
Is Nancy okay?
Nancy is she's having a problem.
Poor Nancy.
Okay. Now, let's get the pearl. We got to get the pearls ready.
Okay.
Because this from Tucker This is just otherworldly. So we're going to pearl up.
I got stuck on that beak.
We're going to pearl up. We got the pearls on.
All right.
Okay? Pearls are on. Okay. Refresher. A couple days ago, Donald Trump posted this. Open the effing straight. Remember what I said yesterday about the F word? It's just a word. You don't have to like it, but it is just a word. Oh, she's the F word. Ah, cannot take it. Ah! It's just a word. I can't believe Tucker said this. So I call him Tehran Tucker because he has clearly been carrying water for Islam for at least the last year or so. Okay? And I don't know why. I don't know if there's a monetary thing. I don't know if if he thinks it's good for his engagement on social media. I have no idea. But here is Tucker Carlson, the new Greta Thunberg, the new how dare you, wagging that finger at President Trump for that Truth Social post. That's right. Tucker Carlson clutching his pearls over mean tweets in the year 2026. Watch this.
Who do you think you are? You're tweeting out the F word on Easter morning? You'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. So obviously you're mocking the religion.
Stop it. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Tweeting the F word. The glasses came off.
The glasses off.
Whipped off them glasses. That's how you know he's serious. Real talk. Wait. No, I got to play the full clip. That wasn't the full clip. Who do you think you are? Oh, how dare you? Who do you think you are? Kimberly K in the chat.
Wow.
Tuck
does not stop that.
He said,
Here, do you want to read mine?
He said, "Wah!" Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah, give me your glasses for a second. I'm gonna do the Tucker, because we have clutching pearls and then we have the whipping off of the glasses. Who do you think you are? Here you go. Cinematic. What a performative theater kid. All right, I'm going to play the full clip. But do you guys think when we get the soundboard back, we're working on it, I have a cool thing that we're going to be getting soon. When we get the soundboard back, do you think that Tucker, who do you think you are, should be on there?
Who do you think you are?
All right, here we go. Let's play the full clip.
Who do you think you are? You're tweeting out the F word on Easter morning? You'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. So obviously you're mocking the religion of Iran. Okay. If you seek a religious war, that's a good idea. But by the way, no decent person mocks other people's religions. You may have a problem with the theology. Presumably you do if it's not your religion, and you can explain what that is. But to mock other people's faith is to mock the idea of faith itself. And we should never mock that, because at its core is the acknowledgement that we are not in charge of the universe. We did not build it. We won't be here at the end of it. We can destroy life. We cannot create it because we are not God. The message of all faith at the biggest picture level is the message in our Bible, which is you are not God. And only if you think you are do you talk this way. But it's not just mockery of Islam. And no president should mock Islam. That's not your job. This is not a theocracy. We don't go to war with other theocracies to find out which theocracy is more effective. We are not a theocracy. And God willing, we never will be, because theocracies corrupt the religion. No, this is a mockery not just of Islam, it's a mockery of Christianity. To send out a tweet with the F word on Easter morning promising the murder of civilians and then saying praise be to Allah without explaining any of it, you are mocking me and every other Christian because we're Christians. We can't support that. That is evil. That is an intentional desecration of beauty and truth, which is the definition of evil.
The F word? Did you mock my friends? Who do you think you are? Whoosh. The glasses. Wait. Hold on, wait. Because this gets better. So you have Tucker Carlson. Who do you think you are? Mocking Islam. How dare you mock Islam, right? Here's a tweet from Tucker Carlson. Granted, this was many, many moons ago, but I missed this Tucker Carlson, right? Instead of getting, who do you think you are? Do not mock my friends in Iran. Do not mock my friends in Qatar. Do not mock my Hamas friends. Who do you think you are mocking Islam? I miss this Tucker Carlson. This tweet from 2010. The burqa may be making Muslim women fatter by discouraging exercise. Hey, Tucker, who do you think you are? Whoosh, get those glasses. Give me those pearls. Who do you think you are? Don't you dare mock Islam. Burqas don't make women fat. Food does. Okay. I had to have some fun. I missed that, Tucker Carlson. Okay. I'll take the pearls off. Gosh. Don't you dare mock Islam. But the burqa making women fat. I can't. And there's more. There's more than just that one. There's a couple of other tweets of his, Trump from 2016 saying, they're radical Islamic terror. We shouldn't be afraid to use that name. Who do you think you are? Take the glasses off. I will show you how serious I am by whipping off my glasses. All right. Okay.
He really went on and on about that too.
He
was just pulling everything out of his head.
Someone just called him a pompous princess. Hold on, wait a second. Mander's mama, thanks for cutting Tucker off so quickly. The last thing I needed this morning is a pompous princess trying to lecture our POTUS. That is comment of the day, Mander's mama. I love it. Pompous princess. That's great. Okay. All right. Let me roll a word from our friends at goldencrestmetals.com/LFA, and then I'll get to some good news about the Democrats and their favorability. Not looking too good. Abigail Spanberger, do you know who that is, the new governor of Virginia? She has the worst approval rating of a Virginia governor in the 21st century. This is a good thing for Republicans in the midterms, I think, if we do the hard work to get people out and to bring an army of like-minded folks to the polls. First, a word from our friends at goldencrestmetals.com/LFA.
I'm sure by now you've heard that silver went up 160% last year, 2025. I bought this silver for $22 an ounce. It's now worth almost $100. And we and experts think that silver is going to get up to about $200 an ounce. Palladium and platinum were stuck at $900 an ounce for like over a year, or in that area. Now they're up over $2,000. Gold is approaching $5,000 an ounce. If you have ever thought about putting some or all of your retirement or nest egg or savings or just buying bullion in precious metals, now's the time to do it. goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. That's goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. Go leave your name, your email, and your phone number. Schedule a time to talk to the folks over at Golden Crest Metals. Get your free gold guide today, and make sure you tune in on Saturdays at 1 p.m. for the Crest Report, where we dive deep into precious metals, why they're doing what they're doing, and where we expect them to go. It is like insider trading. Nancy Pelosi knows about that. We don't. It's just inside information. It's not even really that. It's called knowledge. Get yours today and get a part of gold, silver, palladium, and platinum and diversify your portfolio today. goldencrestmetals.com/LFA.
Thank you, goldencrestmetals.com/LFA, goldencrestmetals.com/LFA. One SSS Smoke EEE in the chat says, Sean, I know you're not a lawyer, but is bombing of bridges and electric plants a war crime? And the answer to that question is it depends. look, in war and conflict and things like this, people try to bend the rules all the time. I'm not going to tell you that they don't. Okay? One could argue in favor of it not being a war crime, right? In defense of bombing bridges and power plants, that the power plants and the bridges and the infrastructure that's being attacked is being used to facilitate military activity as well as civilian activity. So that would be the argument against it being a war crime. And then obviously the other one is that, well, it's going to hamper the movement of civilians and you could kill civilians, would be the argument in favor of it being a war crime. So that will eventually be litigated and argued and all of these. What I will tell you is a war crime is telling your civilians to get in the way of bombs, using people as human shields. That's a war crime. All right. So I just wanted to answer that one because it could be, but there you go. Okay. Next, Democrats and their favorability is an issue with their favorability. Here's Harry Enton on CNN, Mr. Caffeine himself, talking about how their favorability, Democrats' favorability, not looking too good. They're actually trailing Republicans in party favorability polling. Take a look.
Look at this, net favorability. Party ahead at this point, midterm years with the GOP president. In 2018, Dems were up by 12. In 2006 on net favorability, which party you like more? Dems were ahead by 18. Republicans are actually ahead on net favorability at this point by 5 points. So Democrats are just simply running behind their previous benchmarks, and they need to be running well ahead of them if they want to take back the United States Senate, given that math.
To be clear, both parties are wildly unfavorable right now. However,
Democrats are even more unpopular than Republicans.
So Democrats are more unpopular than Republicans right now, and I'm happy that Harry Enton did this, right? Because I've wanted to see the contrast. The last time that a Republican president was in power and we had midterm elections, the Democrats won the House. They didn't win the Senate, but they won the House. And then they began the impeachment proceedings, against Trump, and they carried the House through 2020 all the way up until, the 2022 midterms, and then Republicans won the House back, and we know the story, right? So I like to contrast what the generic ballot and the favorability ratings and all of these things kind of show. And right now, I don't remember who it was on Fox News who said this, but he said that the best gift that Republicans are getting in these midterms is the fact that the Democrats have not moved back towards the center from any of their craziest positions, because the crazy positions pander to the crazies in their party, and that's where the energy and the enthusiasm is, right? So when you talk about, transgender for kids and men and women's sports and wide open borders and not deporting illegal aliens and high taxes and, the Mamdani agenda, the socialist agenda that you're seeing in New York City and in Seattle and places like that, that's not popular. The opposition to voter ID, that's not popular. And so, yes, the party in power generally struggles during the midterms because by then, short attention span, people are like, I want to check on this power. Let's give the other guys a chance. But when you see what the other guys stand for, the Democrats, you wind up with what Harry Enton showed in this poll on CNN, that Republicans are actually leading Democrats in overall favorability. Both parties are unpopular, but the Democrats are more unpopular than the Republicans. And then you see Abigail Spanberger, who ran as a moderate in Virginia, with the worst approval rating of a Virginia governor in the 21st century, just a few months into her term. So my point on all of this is, yes, is it difficult for the party in power to retain control of the House, the Senate, etc. during midterm elections? It's very difficult. Historically, it has been almost impossible. Those analogs and those trends are absolutely working against Republicans going into the 2026 midterms. But what is the variable that has not existed to the extent that it exists today? The variable is that the Democrats, on a policy front, are way more unpopular than Republicans. They are less attractive than Republicans. That does not mean that Republicans are perfect and that they're the solution to everything. It just means they're not bat soup crazy like these Democrats who want transgender for everybody, men and women sports, wide open borders, the illegals running free, low cashless bail, pro-crime policies, right? High taxes, socialist agenda, government shutdowns, not funding TSA. All of that is Democrat policy platform items. This is what they've stood for the last, 4+ years. DEI, all of that. Republicans may not be perfect, but they can point to go, well, we're not that. If you give them power, that's what you're going to get. Again, we've lived it. We can't forget that we've lived through this. These midterms are winnable if we want to win them. So like we said at the beginning of the show, it's time to spend a little bit more less time on these and a little bit more time out in the real world, making those real world connections, building that real world army so we can deliver some real world results and shock the real world in the 2026 midterms. That's my mission, and I hope it's yours too. All right. We have a hog, okay? And that means we're at 800. I know it's Sundancer's birthday today, right? Happy birthday to Sundancer. We have a 750 threshold for birthdays, right? So we hit 800. We love this hit. They're tremendous people. And we want to say happy birthday to Sundancer 17, a tremendous person. So we appreciate you. She's singing there, and we appreciate you being here. Tremendous person. All right. I guess we'll, I'll end with this. I know it's not popular, but whatever. I'm fascinated by the Artemis II thing, and I think they are...
Did they ever fix their bathroom?
I think so. I mean, or else they haven't been pooping for 5 days.
Or they have been pooping for 5 days.
Or they have been, and there's some floating dookies in the Artemis II. There you go. No, I think they fixed it. They're out. They set a record yesterday, the longest distance from Earth. So they're now on their way back, and it's pretty cool. I'm fascinated by space and all that type of stuff, and I can't wait for them to reach the moon again. All right. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Jeremy Harrell up next here on rumble.com/LFA TV. Make sure that you're subscribed to our podcast anywhere you get your podcasts, right? You can search on any of your podcast apps. Just search Ungoverned, hit subscribe. That's all you got to do, but it helps us in ways I can't even explain, right? It drives us up the charts, helps more people find the show. So hit that follow button or the subscribe button on the audio side. If you're listening on audio, go to rumble.com/LFA TV and hit the follow button. Make sure you make a Rumble account. It is free.
We love free
It
things.
is free. We love free things. Jeremy Harrell up next. As President Trump says, we will never give up, we will never give in, and we will never, ever surrender. And if all else fails, we'll just become ungovernable. Thank you. God bless you. God bless this one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. I'll see you on 1210 WPHT from 3 to 6 today and tomorrow, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. You can listen on the Odyssey, iHeart app, or you could follow along on YouTube. I'll have the links out on my socials at 3 o'clock Eastern. Have a great rest of your day. Jeremy up next. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Thank you for your attention to this matter.